smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling a tank, rolling with a gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights Live, WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Rax.
What up, though?
God, you're Kung Fu Spinny. I can't drive. You want me to drive again? I'm messing up already. Young Chris in the TD booth. JB's moving the 1 to 2s. We're rocking along on a Thursday, if you will.
Thursday.
On Thursday Night Football. We had a special request via Twitter for us not to talk about the game tonight.
Yeah. No, I said not to talk about the offenses coming out.
Okay.
Because it's going to be raining and gross.
Yeah. And like the Jets already have a good defense. I just saw
Bomb Cyclone season, baby.
It is Bomb Cyclone season. I will do this though at some point, a certain point during the show, or Chris, if you can. One of my best friends, Jesse, I don't want to say his last name, but he texted me, he asked me for his fantasy playoffs tonight. Should he start Garrett Wilson, or should he hold out until was it either Saturday or Sunday for Terry McLaurin?
Terry McLaurin's an all-star apparently, so you got to start him.
He is a Pro Bowler, but that's the number they want against the San Francisco 49ers on the road.
Yeah.
So number one defense in the league. Tonight it might monsoon or rain, whatever the situation is.
Bomb Cyclone.
Actually, JB, you looked at the weather before the show started.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be rainy, obviously, and in the 40s at least, but I think that temperature will drop, as the game starts to go on. That rain will eventually turn into snow, so
yeah.
It'll be kind of crappy game.
It's funny as hell. Spinny and I got some snacks before the show.
Yeah, shout out to Christina.
Shout out.
Fan of the show. She dropped off some toys for the Stuff Studio and gave us some cannoli.
As soon as JB started talking, though, we both picked up our plates.
Yeah, they're pretty fire.
What's the weather like, JB? Yeah.
Very fire, very fire cannoli.
I think you should go with Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't. I mean, it's not a bad choice.
It's a sketchy scenario either way.
I don't like playing people on Thursday, though.
I do. I hate it too. But he's got to be. Well, I don't know, because that one receiver came out of nowhere last week for Zach Wilson. Mm-hmm. Jack Smith.
It is Zach Wilson.
Which sounds like a fake name, by the way. Like, what's your name? Zach Smith. Ha, got your ass on a toucan, boy. Caught him. Big creamy cylinder in your mouth, boy. Speaking of stuff in studio, though, shout out to Christina for dropping off the toys. But do you know the name of the group that dropped $10K on stuff for studio today?
I don't.
I think it's like
RHB Labs or something like that.
Insane. $10,000 they donated.
$10,000 single donation.
That's crazy.
Wow. Heavy's love the kids, so
Heavy's love the kids.
We helped them. We got it all shipped out. They're driving it down to Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor. So awesome, man. So awesome that people just come together like this and help these young kids who are obviously struggling, dealing with different things, aren't going to have great holidays, but to give them a little bit of happiness, a little bit of joy with a lot of toys.
A lot of toys. I hope they hooked up the girl toys. I feel like we were slacking. We're like shopping for like our. Well, we got some girl toys.
Yeah.
No, there was plenty.
Yeah.
Well, I know Gabby and Victoria went to help shop.
Okay, thank
God. So they probably bought a bunch of girl toys.
Because like when we went as the group of guys, I felt like we were just getting like mostly guys. I mean, we got some girl toys.
I was buying a bunch of anime stuff.
Yeah, that was messed up.
I'm pushing my agenda on the kids.
Yeah,
and those Pokemon
that's what
cards.
kids are for.
Kids like anime, man.
Yeah, we just stopped Spinny last night for stealing a Pokemon mystery box.
Yeah.
He's like, there could be $1 million in there.
There was, there was a box, like one of the boxes, not like a little starter set, like a box of Pokemon cards. I was like, I just love the kids, but I don't know if they love the kids that much. There could be some serious cheddar in that, but there's a lot going on.
Shout out R&B Labs for R&B R&H.
RHB Labs.
RHB Labs dropping off the 10K for Stuff in Studio. Shout out to Christina for coming through for Stuff in Studio. We love the Woodward Sports fans that come through and help us donate to that. But speaking of fans, you had a fan interaction last night that I'm curious to hear.
I did. It was actually today. It was actually today. I had a gentleman message me. He DM'd me on Instagram, and he said,
no nudes?
let me get this right. Very very happy that he reached out to me, you know, and let me know what he was thinking. He says, "Whose dick did you have to suck to get that show anyways?" Like, dude, you bring absolutely nothing of value to the show at all. All you say is how much your tubby lard ass can eat. Terrible sports takes and sucking off MSU. That's all you bring to the table, bro. No actual sports knowledge to be found. It's honestly just sad, man. And I said,
emotional damage.
So
What'd you say back to him?
I said, love all my fans.
He blocked you?
Love the fans. Yeah, and then he blocked me.
Do you have his ad?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I want to see what it looks like.
It's like a sports account. Like, it's not a personal
It's ESPN.
page. Yeah,
It's ESPN.
it was Mike Valenti. It was like some account that they make and post stats, and then he just came at me like that. I mean, I appreciate the sport. Glad you're watching. I'll
Was it a
keep doing the
golf
same
gobbler?
thing.
Like what?
I don't know.
You know what
No,
take
I
they
think
were
it was
mad
a
about?
Michigan. I think it was a Michigan fan.
What did you say today that would bother Michigan fans? They don't
Neil
even
was
play.
going at Bo Schembechler
Oh.
pretty hard, and I was just laughing in the background. I didn't even say anything.
You know what they say? Bo knows.
Yeah.
By the way, Chris, you
Yeah.
player hating ass. You know we got these cannolis. Why you all these 2 shots?
Yeah.
You know I
You
got this
guys are
damn
going back
cannoli.
and forth.
He is player hating
Yeah,
for sure.
You guys
Player
go back
hating.
and forth. All right,
But,
I'll solo
you
can
know,
you
it's
easy.
a good way to start the holiday season. Good way to start the holiday seasons.
Hey, I
Not
could
with
have got
that.
Spencer
Good way
dirty
to,
by then.
you know, spreading joy to people, and I'm just glad he's a fan. Ryan Lentz on the Woodward Sports Chat says it was Detroit Lions for him. King Hurst said Joey 2 times DM Spencer. It was a lot going on, but I always appreciate the feedback. So let me know. Send it my way.
Speaking of fans, Pro Bowl already happened.
It did.
If I'm not mistaken, is it all fans or is it
33% fans, 33% coaches, 33%.
But what do you know?
something. Or media. I'm not sure. But I know it's a third each.
Okay. Because the NBA is like that now too.
Yeah.
The players get votes.
Well, the NBA is the reserves get voted in. The fans vote in the starters in the NBA.
Okay. Wait, are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for confirming that. A lot of Detroit Lions snubbed in that scenario then. And was it like out of hate in some of these situations? Because like our offensive line, as a unit, I'd say it's top 3. Now, I guess you can make an argument for like there's guys that are individually better. We're going to talk about that today, obviously. Amon-Ra St. Brown, some of Jared Goff people. We're going to look into that stuff too. That's obviously a big topic. The big one I want to make note of today as we go throughout the show, though, is the Amon-Ra St. Brown one. Because we've officially put him in our top 10. I know Braylon said he's just outside of his. He obviously played the position. But we're going to break that down in terms of NFC. Iffy Melifonwu. Set to make his first start in the NFL at the safety position.
Yes.
I'm excited for that one. Another
Me
Brad
too.
Holmes pick. Hey, we might see something special out of it. You know, we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm curious to see what you guys think too. And Detroit Lions. Obviously, the playoff talk has been happening all week. Can they make the playoffs? Can they make the playoffs? In a scenario where they do make the playoffs, I'm curious if you guys, Spinny as well, Chris, JB, do you think they can actually win the game?
I mean, I think it happen.
Possible.
We'll
We're gonna talk
definitely
about
talk about it. Obviously, the road woes are there. We talked about that a little bit yesterday
Yeah.
about the struggles on the road, so that'll be tough to overcome. But we're gonna get into it. And
There's Colin Cowherd. They had an over/under how many wins Jared Goff gets, playoff wins Jared Goff gets a Detroit Lion.
what was it said at?
They had it. Well, it was like off the spot, off the cuff, whatever.
Yeah.
About 1.5.
1.5.
Cowherd went with the over.
Okay.
That surprised me a little bit. What were you about to say though? I apologize.
I was just going back to the Pro Bowl voting stuff. It's like Penei Sewell first alternate. You look at the tackles that got in there, and you can say, all right, I can
exactly.
understand that. There's
Yeah.
some great tackles in there. Amon-Ra St. Brown first alternate. Tough for me to swallow that one. Pause. But I just, you got to accept it. But Taylor Decker is the 5th alternate.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
That's a little wild to me. You're telling me there are 9 or 8 tackles in the NFC that are better than Taylor Decker?
That's like, yeah, that was mad disrespectful.
I don't know about that one.
That one was up. Yeah,
Taylor loved the fans.
yeah.
And
Decker love the fans.
Decker loved the fans, and he did everything that. I think he deserves better than that. 5th alternate's a little much.
Yes.
He's having a great year.
Yeah, I'm curious too because if I'm not mistaken, Tristan Wirfs, I think he's missed a couple games this season
Yes,
too.
he has.
Like, how do you outperform the tackle spot when there's not like a statistical advantage to like say you're over any of these
Yeah,
guys?
it's
Really.
Trent Williams, Lane Johnson, and Tristan Wirfs were the 3 that made it, and Penei Sewell was the first alternate, and Taylor Decker was the 5th alternate, which is Like, I'm not mad that Penny didn't make it over Trent Williams, Lane Johnson, or Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah.
You know, those are 3.
Tristan Wirfs only played 11 games this year.
Yeah.
Like, that's just based off the name value.
That's a little much. Penny deserved it for sure, and Taylor deserved better than 5th alternate. That's all I'm saying.
And then, honestly, if we didn't know that football was king and we had structured the show the way we do, because we know you football fiends are out there, basketball's in the prep today. More specifically, Saddiq Bey. A while back, we did the how to watch Pistons games, and most of it was like, be patient with these guys. It's a young team. Obviously, Cade's gone down since, and it's time to freak out. We're going to ask Chris about that one later on the show. We'll wait. We'll tease it. Yeah. We'll tease it. Also, Chris brought up another good topic, too. As the 15th, guys that were signed for agency are now eligible to be traded.
Yes.
A couple trade scenarios that Chris is going to pull out the Woodward for us, which I'm curious to hear.
Oh, I got like 20. Not really, but
I was like, damn.
I got legitimately like 7 good ones I can run.
Okay.
Through.
They better be good.
They
better be
good.
And then I would be just absolutely disrespectful not to give credit to Detroit Red Wings, who are I guess the Lions are now 500, but the only team to go 500 in Detroit sports as of now. It's the Detroit Red Wings. They beat the Tampa Bay Lightning of all teams, and I heard it was a wild one too, Spinny.
It was a wild one. It was a lot of fun to watch. Obviously, they scored 7 goals. They had a couple empty netters. Larkin was a score away from a hat trick, as was Rasmussen. Rasmussen continues his streak as the empty net merchant. The guy just always scores in the empty net. I swear to God, anytime the Red Wings are going against the empty net, Rasmussen's going to bury one in there. I don't know what it is, but he just always gets it. But it was good to see him bounce back. They needed a win. They got a win against a great team in Tampa Bay. Mo Sider and Ben Sherratt were out there throwing the body around, laying the lumber, not let people rough up the Red Wings like they had been in the past couple games. There was a little scrums. There wasn't a fight. Okay. Sider got punched a couple times because he threw somebody into the boards. It was awesome.
He didn't fight back or just got broken up?
I mean, it wasn't like drop the gloves fight. Like, he just got mugged, because he hit somebody too hard. But it was awesome to see those guys kind of standing up for their teammates. And you'd love to see that. We're definitely going to get into that more. But I was really happy with what I saw. Obviously, Ville Husso in net. He let up 4 goals, but still he stopped 34 shots against a great team in Tampa Bay. He's making some nasty glove saves out there. One of the late goals was a squeaker that barely got by, but played fantastic in net. And I'm very excited.
Was everyone healthy for the Tampa?
Yeah.
Everyone.
It was Tampa Bay Lightning in full force.
That's a good dub.
That's an impressive dub.
Road dub too.
Osterley was out there during that scrum with, I forget who it was that Sider hit, but Kucherov came over and Osterley put him on the mat. He threw him on the ice. He helped him get back up, and then as soon it was funny because they were wrestling and he got to the ground.
Who say names real quick?
Osterley and Kucherov,
okay. And
Kucherov was on the ice and Osterley backed up a little bit and let him stand up, and then they just locked up with each other and smiled, and we're dancing a little bit because that's how hockey players. Your friend they're matching each other on the boards. You're not trying to fight these guys, but you got to act like you're doing something, and they just go over there and they're laughing at each other. So it was pretty cool.
Plus, Osterley's fairly young. He's a Michigan guy too.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty cool moment to have. It's when D-Mac talked about that story that he got into it with Proby in practice at one time. He was like, hell yeah, this is what you kind of dream of, but also it's my dog.
Oh yeah. It was awesome. It was a very, very, very fun game to watch. I'm sure it was a fun game to be at. I had a lot of friends that were there, and I'm just happy that Red Wings hockey's back. They're playing well and they're winning games.
Almost said I missed it
with some defense.
Because because I had both those options to choose on the Bally's app that I got. Shout out to John for the login. I had to choose between Red Wings and Pistons, and I'm more of a basketball guy.
Larkin had a dirty snipe. His first goal was nice.
When's Vrana coming back?
I don't know. There's no timetable exactly. I mean, he's back with the team, so him and Fabry should be coming back sometime soon. But
who are you more excited for?
Vrana.
Me too.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously.
But I mean, both of them, you're adding a lot of offense to the team when they get back, and where you need to buckle down really is on your defense. And if you need to buckle down on defense, you just got to call Guardian Alarm. Because Guardian Alarm will keep you safe and give you peace of mind whether you're at home or on the road with their 24/7 local monitoring. They make sure the things that are important to you stay safe. All you have to do is call 1-800-STAY-UP. That's 1-800-STAY-UP right now and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
It's back. Year 3 of Woodward Sports Stuff-A Studio is here. The past 2 years, we've collected new unwrapped toys and stuffed our studio so we could hardly fit in it. This year, we're doing it even bigger. Join Woodward Sports and our whole family December 19th to the 23rd as we stuff our studio. While you're out shopping or just sitting on your couch ordering presents, make sure you grab one extra and drop it off at our studio, 15 Mile in Woodward in Birmingham. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child in Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of the holiday season. It's the time of year to do for others. Help us stuff our studio. Special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and Guardian Alarm for keeping the toys safe. Stuff-A Studio 2022 with Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
What up, though, everybody? It's Spencer for Custom Health. Our very own Ryan Armani is having Custom Health help him lose some weight. This is what he used to look like. Nobody wants to look like that. And now he looks like that. That looks like a guy that could
Quite handsome, yeah.
catch 16 touchdowns in a season for the Cleveland Browns. It's pretty impressive.
Does look the part.
So, in all seriousness, though, Ryan Armani has enrolled the help of Custom Health, and he's lost over 20 pounds. You can do the same. All you have to do is call 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446, and let Custom Health Centers help you today.
It's a custom help. Like, you guys want to see some cannolis? Cannolis in there.
Cannoli.
It's
not cannolis. It's just cannoli.
Cannoli. No. Baklava or cannolis?
Cannoli.
Baklava.
No, cannoli, bro. You're tripping on that.
Baklava or cannoli, JB?
Oh, cannoli.
You're biased. You're telling.
Still. I like baklava, but cannoli.
I already know what Chris is going to say. All his Slavic friends.
Yeah.
Baklava. 2-2.
Cannoli is way better.
No.
Like, it's
No way.
night and day.
Honestly, I'm going to betray it.
You can do so much with cannoli, too.
What do you
It's
mean?
cannoli.
Some American Pie stuff?
Yeah, you got me.
Shove it
You
right
can make.
in
I
here.
had this apple pie cannoli that was fire.
Oh, I meant like some of those.
Yeah, I know.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin More Rax.
What up, though?
We got Young Chris in the TD booth, JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s. We're rocking along on a Thursday. And now, we have the list killers. The Pro Bowl, is that considered a list?
Yes.
This is like the league's best in each conference.
We'll let it happen.
It's time to bitch. It's time to kill these lists.
It is.
Spinny, how you feel about the NFC Pro Bowl list?
I'm feeling a little hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very hurt for Amon-Ra St. Brown. The man should definitely be on this Pro Bowl roster. He's done nothing but produce since he's been in the league. He's done nothing but prove that he is one of the best receivers in the NFL since he's been in the league. And he is graded as, if Joey 2 times is in the chat, PFF grades him as the highest graded receiver in the NFC. Above Justin Jefferson, above A.J. Brown, above C.D. Lamb, above Terry McLaurin. And I'm not saying he is better than Justin Jefferson or A.J. Brown, but the guy is having a fantastic year. He leads the NFC outside of Justin Jefferson in catches. He's making amazing plays on a week-to-week basis, and he is willing this team. He's like single-handedly carried this team when they were down DJ Chark, when they were down Josh Reynolds, Amon-Ra St. Brown came out there and he did what he does and he made things happen. He deserves to be in this Pro Bowl 110%. Penei Sewell deserves to be in this Pro Bowl 120%. The way he's handled these guys, some of the best pass rushers in the league from when he got into the league last year to now, is so impressive for a young man to be able to do that. At his second game in the league, he was taking care of Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is going to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. Nick Bosa might be the best player in football this year. And you're looking at what Penei Sewell has done in his body of work this year with explosive, albeit young talents like Trayvon Walker and Kayvon Thibodeau, with guys like Micah Parsons and Zadarius Smith. He has handled them easily. And he's catching game-winning first downs. I'm just joking on that, but Penei Sewell should definitely be in there. Taylor Decker should definitely be higher on the list. It's hard because they only bring in 3 tackles, and the 3 tackles they chose are definitely in the tops of the NFC. I'm not saying Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker should be over Lane Johnson or Trent Williams. Trent Williams is the best offensive lineman in football. Lane Johnson is one of the best tackles in the NFL. But Penei Sewell should be over Tristan Wirfs. 110%.
Yeah.
Taylor Decker should be the first alternate. The first alternate. He should be the first alternate. Because I think Tristan Wirfs falls down. As much as as good of a player as he is, like you said, he's only played 11 games this year.
Yeah.
So he should fall down a little bit for that, and Taylor Decker should be right there. I'm kind of upset with the big guys not getting the love that they are. I'm kind of upset with Amon-Ra St. Brown not getting the love that he deserves. I'm kind of upset with multiple dudes out there. Even we talked about Jared Goff. Jared Goff is very deserving of a Pro Bowl this year. I think he should be in over Cousins, personally. And I think the numbers will speak to that. I think that Jared Goff deserves it. I think Jared Goff should be there. I already said I think Penei Sewell should be there. I mean, he's playing great, man. He's playing great, and this is a weak year for NFC quarterbacks, flat out. You don't have the big names there. You don't have the Tom Brady's, the Russell Wilsons, and stuff like that. You're dealing with, obviously, Jalen Hurts, no doubter. He's obviously making it. Geno Smith, he's making it. He has a great year. Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff is a coin flip to me.
Yeah.
And I think Jared Goff is doing, I don't want to say more with less, because he's not doing more. Kirk Cousins has somewhat better numbers.
Yeah.
But he's doing just as good of a job without an outside receiver like Justin Jefferson, who I ranked as the best receiver in the NFL, without a guy in the backfield like a Dalvin Cook. They just traded him a Pro Bowl tight end in TJ Hawkinson. These aren't pieces that Jared Goff has. And he is excelling in this offense. He has turned it around from what it was last year to what he's doing this year in this offense. So he should be there. Amon-Ra should be there. Penei Sewell should be there. Taylor Decker should be a first alternate, and then you look at other guys, and you can make a case for multiple of them. You can make a case for Hutchinson. You can make a case for Kirby Joseph. You can make a case for maybe not Jamal Williams, but Alex Anzalone even has a case. The guy is playing lights out, and it is what it is. Detroit versus everybody. It's always been how it is, but, man, I feel like some of the guys deserved it this year.
Whose dick did you have to suck to get a job here?
I know, right? No sports takes it all.
Thank you for killing
just talking
time,
about
Spencer.
those cannolis.
JB Smooth, how you feel about the Pro Bowl situation with the Detroit Lions?
Oh, definitely a couple snubs out there, man. Amon-Ra for sure. As you guys said, PFF has graded him higher as a wide receiver. He's definitely above Terry McLaurin right now, so I don't know why he got to jump over Amon-Ra, but this just adds more fuel to Amon-Ra's fire right now, honestly, I think. I mean, on top of the list that he has right now going of all the players selected, the wide receivers selected ahead of him, now is going to be the years of how many times in a Pro Bowl he got overlooked to be in that number 1 spot.
Yeah, to me, I guess I'm especially surprised, too, because Detroit Lions not only, are having, a 7-7, but I want to say a damn good season at this point because they started 1-6. So it's fair to say they're having a good season, 6-7 out of the last 7 games. But they also had, because it's like a fan voting thing, right? 33% of it is fans voting. We had the Hard Knocks that everybody fell in love with. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I felt like in the Hard Knocks series, where he was kind of bitching about he wasn't bitching. He was kind of pointing out the guys that drafted ahead of him, and he knew all their names. And he's like, "Yo, it's funny, that guy got drafted ahead of me in the draft." I didn't see him in the game. Yeah, I didn't see him in the game. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people endeared themselves, even like Jamal Williams. And not only did they endear themselves to guys like Jamal Williams, but Jamal Williams also leads the entire league in touchdowns. Yeah. So I definitely felt like they were going to get more than a Frank Ragnow. But when you look at the names on the list, I'm not necessarily like upset with it. Like, I do agree with you to the fact that like Tristan Wirfs, he's a great tackle. I'm not saying he's not a bad offensive tackle, but like to play 11 games and at the tackle position, especially where there's not like a touchdown stat to go off of, there's not like a yardage to go off of, and say, hey, this guy is like the best. You know what I'm saying? Way better than this guy. Look at this. Look at this. There's none of that. So for him to have only played 11 games, I don't know. I guess we could look at the amount of sacks he's let up. And maybe like it's lesser on a stat as that one. I don't have that information in front of me.
He played 5 less games.
Exactly.
So he's going to let up less sacks.
Exactly. Because like I look at the Amon-Ra situation compared to the receivers I made it over him, and that's the one argument I'd have for him to be in is that he played less games and he's right up there. And we have a whole segment on that one, so I don't want to burn it all, but I do especially want to credit the one gentleman who did make the Pro Bowl of the Detroit Lions roster, and that's Frank Ragnow.
Yes.
We actually had a segment similar to this, like who we think was going to make it, who was more deserving a couple weeks ago, and my number one guy was this guy, Frank Ragnow, because not only is he performing extremely well, but he's also dealing with 2 foot injuries, I think, at this point. It may just be one. I could be confusing it because I know Dan Campbell plays around, and he had made a comment like, oh, he's wearing the boot on the other foot now. I don't know if he's messing around with that as like actual truth or not, but I know he's battling injuries the entire like offseason. Outside of practice and games, the guy's in a walking boot, and he's also like coming back from like a really risky like foot injury for like a bigger guy who's constantly like planting his feet into the dirt and driving other guys, like pancaking them or just doing pass blocking. Yeah. Like I think this is a really big moment for him, and I'm happy for Frank Ragnow. I guess I heard in the locker room or something like when he found out he broke down the tears because of like this year's been a struggle for him.
Yeah,
just to stay like healthy enough, like have the willpower. Yeah, I mean honestly.
Yeah.
And but to have a Pro Bowl year on top of that, I mean Frank Ragnow, kudos to you, bro. Like you're killing it.
Yeah.
I've been saying that all season. I mean the center position is the quarterback of that offensive line with the calling out blitzes and stuff like that. So I'm definitely we gotta give him a nickname.
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank? I was thinking that too. Is it like too cliche or too generic?
I feel like all Franks are Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Frank the Tank I played basketball with.
He was Fish and Frank.
Rags. I know they call him Rags. That's why his nickname Rags. I think that's what they call him.
Rag Daddy.
Yeah. Rag Daddy.
You go to work. True. When but no, Gene Skinny, like Squidward. We should celebrate Frank Ragnow and what he's done. Like you said, he comes back from an injury-riddled season last year. He's dealing banged up for a lot of games this year, and he proves that he is a top 3 center in the NFL. Yeah. Like I said, you look at the top 3 centers in the NFL, and it's probably Creed Humphrey, Jason Kelsey, and Frank Ragnow.
I actually have a quote from Frank, too. This is my first time reading this, so if I fumble, just know this is Chris actually reading it. I'm just mouthing the words. He said, it's just a lot to go through. It's not even the pain for me. It's just when something's not working with your body. It's the confidence. It's the doubt. It's all kinds of stuff. The focus that comes with the pain. And I guess to be able to pursue through all that this year and be recognized is pretty cool and pretty rewarding. So, I mean, I'm super awesome, super happy for Frank Ragnow.
It is, yeah. I'm happy for him. He deserves it. He rightfully took his place back on the throne.
Thanks, dude.
Took his place back on the throne as one of the best centers in the game.
Yeah.
And you love to see him out there manhandling dudes. Is a big part to why Goff has had a lot of success this year. Yeah. Is a player like Frank Ragnow. So
huge part.
And is a big part to why Jamal Williams has 14 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
Is a player like Frank Ragnow. So it's good to see the big uglies getting some love because we big uglies ourselves. So it's awesome. It's awesome when you see these guys getting some shine like that. And Ragnow, Paul Thomas, Ragnow. One of the few Bob Quinn bright spots. That is true.
That's facts. Big facts.
Bob Quinn's best draft pick.
Didn't they try making him play guard for a minute too?
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, because they had Glasgow.
He's only allowed one single sack in the past 3 seasons. Although obviously one season he was sidelined.
But that's what he does. He doesn't allow people to get up the middle. He's playing good interior defensive lineman all year, and he's been.
He's been a big boy.
He's been a big boy. He's been a big boy. If you want to be a big boy, you can go to Big Boys and get some comfort food because wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort food from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf. I mean, who doesn't like meatloaf? Or Cajun chicken Alfredo. What about breakfast? Like stuffed potato pancakes. They got the Lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, and the Blockbuster. You throw some hot sauce and ketchup on those boys, that's fire. Stop by your local Big Boy today and satisfy your taste buds.
I love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms with trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals where they beat all competitors by $5. $5. Thank you, JB. Don't forget to pick up Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty Lotion. ChiliPepperTanning.com, the hottest balls, the hottest deals, the darkest tan, your vitamin D headquarters. 27 locations and more on the way.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin Mode Rex.
What up, though? So in that video that dropped, Ryan Lentz outdid himself with that, but me and D-Mac squared up. You know, we were doing a hockey fight. We did a face-off.
I don't know, you got both of us.
And we dropped the gloves. Yeah, I got D-Mac a little too excited. D-Mac, if you guys have ever met Darren McCarty, he is a giant kid. Like, yes. He really is. And he just...
Good heart, full of energy.
Good heart, full of energy. And I got him going, riled him up a little bit. And he was whooping my knees ass the rest of the time.
And I didn't even start it.
He was like, hitting nuts with shit like chairs. But we squared up, right? And, like... You know, he obviously knows how to hockey fight a lot better than I do. So he hit his thing, grabbed my collar, and was hitting me with, like, the quick punches. Yeah. And, like, I dropped, like, I turtled, like I was Claude Lemieux.
He tried doing this, like,
and
he's tough.
My knee was already messed up before that because I ate shit pretty hard in the back here. And I hit the ground again, and it was the linoleum floor, and my knee instantly got sore. I'm bruised. That boy's bruised and swollen.
It's nasty.
Yeah, it's tough. So I'm going on, like,
you guys are okay.
I'm going on like 3 straight weeks with a knee injury because I just re-aggravated it right when it was like ready to heal.
Spencer's been limited practice last.
I've been limited practice for sure. It's not stopping me.
Frank Ragnow in it.
I just need a cortisone shot and I'll be good.
Yeah, after he did that, like you said, D-Mac got riled up. He dropped Spinny or whatever, and I'm just like watching, haha. And he comes to me, punches me in the stomach, and starts like fucking me. I was like, oh.
We were talking to D-Mac too, and like, you know, before D-Mac, let's say D-Mac pregame to the site. And if you know D-Mac, you know what I'm talking about. He was feeling good, and he was talking to us. He's like, because we were like buying dinosaurs and stuff. He's like, I would have made a sick dragon, boys. Dude. I just wish I could be on D-Mac's level at one point in my life.
100%.
Dude has fun everywhere he is, everything he's doing. I love D-Mac, man. That's my guy.
Make a pretty sick dragons, huh, boy?
Yeah. It was so funny.
All right.
Dude was cooked.
Back to, he was. When he came to the other event, too, for Jeff Okuda.
Yeah.
you knew when D-Mac was there. You could smell him.
Oh yeah,
but in a good way though. I'm saying like the flower.
You can smell
smell like potpourri.
That potpourri. Yeah. Dude, D-Mac's the man. You know when he walks in a room.
What's that Lil Wayne bar? My colon illegal in 9 countries. That's bar.
That's D-Mac.
That's D-Mac for
Cushion my cologne. Brr. Either way, we're the list killers, notorious list killers. We're bitching about the NFC Pro Bowl vote list. You actually made a case for Jared Goff.
Yeah, I did.
Who are you?
And I spent time in the back making this 5th grade graphic.
Boy,
so
you did spend a lot of time
Chris
making this.
put it up there. We have the breakdown of the Pro Bowl quarterbacks and Jared Goff and their numbers and how they look. You see the completion percentages. Jared Goff is last in that one. You see the total yards. Jared Goff is last in that one. You see the total touchdowns. Jared Goff is last in that one as well. And then you see
you're making a case for it.
And Kirk Cousins has more interceptions than Jared Goff. He's got 4 more interceptions than Jared Goff. But I just think, obviously, Jalen Hurts 100% making it. Like, you look at that.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
I thought you were done with it.
You look at I was going to read some of the stats. You look at that. He's got 4,219 total yards, 35 total touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions.
That's insane.
The guy's having an MVP season. You look at Geno Smith. Geno Smith leads the NFL in completion percentage at 71%, just under 4,000 yards with 27 total touchdowns and only 8 interceptions. Kirk Cousins does have a lot of yards and more touchdowns, but I just think, I don't know, he's a byproduct of the weapons around him, per se. I think if you look
Jared
at
Goff
the
or
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
If you look at the stats on there, Kirk Cousins has a better completion percentage, more yards, more touchdowns. But Jared Goff has 4 fewer interceptions. It's not like the yards are that big of a difference. That's like 1 good game, only 3 touchdown difference. I just think this guy, Jared Goff, has been doing that with less. Like, he didn't have, obviously, Jameson Williams for the majority of the season. He didn't have DJ Chark and Josh Reynolds for multiple times. He didn't have Amon-Ra for a game or 2. So, without having a Justin Jefferson, without having a Dalvin Cook, but having a much better offensive line, he's been putting up stats like that. So, there's definitely a case. I'm not, like, mad about it because the stats are there, but there's definitely a case to be made that Jared Goff should be in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely the argument to be made for it, for sure. I know Stick was sitting in the seat before me on the previous show, Armani Edwards with Maz, and he was making the case he's the second best quarterback in the NFC. Yeah, I think you look at that list. Can you pull it up one more time, actually, Chris?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I got to do adjusted.
Okay, you're good. I think you make the case the third, sure. You know what I'm saying?
You can make a case for third, yes.
Yeah, because not only you have, like, Justin Jefferson making those plays for you, but you also have the fact that he's demanding double teams when he's out there on the field. So like you have other guys that should be open, and Kirk Cousins really only 200 more yards than Goff.
Yeah,
hell of a lot more interceptions,
220 more yards,
3 more touchdowns. And you also made the perfect point too, where you had the situation where Jared Goff only had Chark 5-6 games this year. Josh Reynolds missed a couple games too with his back injury. Amon-Ra St. Brown, that's the biggest snub I feel like.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's the biggest snub for sure.
110%.
For sure.
JB, is Goff a Pro Bowl quarterback? Did Goff get snubbed this year?
As Spencer said, you can make a case for it. In all honesty, I mean, he's definitely up there with the third. It's a toss-up between him and Kirk Cousins. As Spinny's puts up there, the numbers, I mean, they're kind of similar. It's like it's pick and choose of who you really want in there. Of course, I'm going to take Goff myself, but honestly, he could be in there. He could slide in there as that third spot, that third QB.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm trying to look at the other quarterbacks in the division. So Dak Prescott, I don't think he'd make it just based off the injury situation. Tom Brady's not having the greatest years. I mean, he's been kind of clean in certain times, throwing interceptions and stuff like that, but he's not having a good year. Definitely not Daniel Jones. Although, if I were to go out there and win a game, he definitely would be in my picking. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Taylor Heineke, who hasn't even started all season. So yeah, I mean, but I'm not mad at Geno Smith being over him. Geno Smith's having a phenomenal year.
Geno Smith deserves it for sure.
I can't think of a time in my life where someone's thrown for 70+ completion percentage.
71% completion percentage is
that's insane,
and it's not like dink and dunk. It's like he's taking deep shots to Ty Lockett. He's taking deep shots to DK Metcalf.
And usually that offense is predicated off the run. Everything's based off the run. He's had Penny go down this year. He's had K9 go down. I mean, the K9's back, but not 100% himself
Yeah,
either.
he didn't start the season.
Yeah.
K9.
2 rookie offensive tackles, which kudos to those guys. They're obviously balling out of their minds. That's a really great draft class for the Seattle Seahawks. Like, there's no denying that one. But no, I definitely would say Geno's having a better year. And then obviously, Jalen Hurts is on his way to MVP before the injury. And last time that happened to the Eagles, by the way, they did win the Super Bowl. When Carson Wentz is balling out of his mind, got hurt, Nick Foles took over, and they won the Super Bowl. I'm just saying for my bettors out there. For again, one piece of information is data. 2 pieces of information, you're then forming a pattern. What up? I thought you were going to say something.
No, I'm just saying that is true. Might be Gardner Minshew's time to win a Super Bowl. Man, Joey's missing a good chat for him.
Bro.
Joey's missing a good chat for him today. But Lions Talk by Chat Sports, our guy Mike in there saying Will Harris is a snub. He's saying Tim Boyle was a Pro Bowl snub. Tim Boyle definitely should have made the Pro Bowl.
Kevin Knox should have been there as a quarterback.
Kevin Knox could make the Pro Bowl.
Dude's elite passer.
Yeah. You love to see it out of Kevin Knox. But honestly, it's...
What a weak-ass NFC class, though.
Weak NFC quarterback class for sure.
Holy hell.
Outside of Jared Goff... I mean, outside of...
Whoa.
Outside of Jalen Hurts, it is kind of a weak class. Obviously, all the great quarterbacks are in the AFC. A majority of the great quarterbacks are in the AFC. When you look at Mahomes and Burrow and Herbert and all of those guys over there.
Allen.
So it's tough. Yeah, and Allen and all those guys. It's tough. But it is what it is. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
And Geno Smith does deserve it, 100%. You can make the case that Goff should be in over Cousins, but I don't think you can make the case for Geno Smith, and definitely not for Jalen Hurts.
Hell no. In no way in hell. 71 completion, almost 4,000 yards. Geno, and then by the way, you didn't include rushing yards, which damn sure I know that Geno has more rushing yards than him.
Well, those were total yards.
Oh, those total yards?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Geno actually he's got 281 rushing yards and a touchdown.
Well, how many rushing yards does Kirk have? Do you know?
Kirk has 58 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, so Goff
has 51 rushing yards.
But obviously no touchdowns.
No touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, 747 rushing yards and 13 touchdowns.
All right,
that's like almost a Pro Bowl running back.
Yeah.
And the dude's got
how many
22 passing touchdowns, 747, and 13 touchdowns.
That boy, nice.
It's the guys. I hope he only has to miss one game because I really want to see him win MVP. Some people said he's going to be out of the league, but dude's about to win MVP. You know, so.
I gotta be honest. Like, I didn't think he was going to be this.
I didn't think he was going to.
I mean, he's on his. Listen, guys, this is one of the reasons why you want to get a mobile quarterback. Is it not like they can't get you to the dance? You just got to complete the mission at the end of it. They really can. I mean, when Cam Newton was never one of the best passers, he's been there, MVP. Lamar Jackson, I'd say he's better passer than all 3 of those gentlemen that I'm going to bring up, but he's better passer than Hurts, better passer than Cam. Well,
yeah.
But I mean, he's
debatable.
capable of getting you to the dance.
Yeah.
I mean, another MVP, and now Jalen Hurts too. Like, I don't know, man. But let me tell you guys about Swiss Insurance before we go off on an absolute tangent for Amon-Ra St. Brown. With the holiday season here, Swiss Insurance wants to remind you to ensure those gifts of jewelry and other collectibles. In the last 4 weeks, Swiss Insurance has saved people an average 26% on their insurance premiums while increasing the coverage. That's a lot of money to free up for the giving season. Happy holidays from Swiss Insurance, and go Lions.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Guys, tomorrow's the last day to stuff that studio. I had to make it sound creepy. I apologize. Guys, but honestly, we're giving the toys back to the children of Children's Mount Hospital in Ann Arbor all day tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We'll be stuffing that studio as we were before the show started today. And we're giving those toys back. Bring them through, unwrapped, brand new. These kids, they're down this time of year. Honestly, you got to think, like, every other kid's out there enjoying, like, a normal-ass life, and they're in here questioning, like, why me? Why do I, like, why does my life suck right now? It sounds bad to say out loud, but that's really the situation that's going on. When they get these random gifts from strangers, it's got to make them feel a little bit of warmth this holiday season. So make sure you do that as my chair is sinking. This is wild.
What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I brought my son along for the show. This is easy. I am Spencer Raxter. He is easy. We got Chris and Matini Booth and JB Smooth on the ones and twos. We just got done talking about what a snub that Jared Goff is. Was he snubbed or not for the Pro Bowl? And dude, get up. No. I'm not easy. I'm Bryson. And now we got to talk about how did that even happen?
Hey, neighbor.
Yeah.
Hey, neighbor.
Ridiculous. And then now we got to talk about the actual snub. The actual thing that Lions fans should be upset about. The actual thing that got in my craw when I saw these be released.
What?
I don't know.
King said easy standing now.
Yeah. And that is Amon-Ra St. Brown not making this. You look at some of the receivers who made it. Obviously, you know, A.J. Brown having a great season. He makes it. Obviously, Justin Jefferson having an historic season. He makes it.
Dude,
but
he's
then
about to break Calvin Johnson's record.
He is. He really is.
Damn, makes me mad. The 17-game schedule is dope, but I hate
But I'm glad
hate that for Calvin.
I like Justin Jefferson.
He's going to demolish the record.
Yeah, he is.
We thought, I'm sorry. That just blows my mind.
No, you're good.
He's got 3 more games left.
He's got 3 more games left. He's only
I hope he does shitty, though, because I'm going against him in fantasy this week.
He's only got like 200 yards to go.
That's insane.
He could get it next game.
Who they play next game?
I don't know. But you look at the other guys that made it over Amon-Ra St. Brown. That is Terry McLaurin and CeeDee Lamb. Amon-Ra St. Brown has more catches than both of them. More or the same touchdowns as both of them, and more first downs received than both of them. So he has 21 more catches than Terry McLaurin. He has 3 more touchdowns than Terry McLaurin. He has 10 more first downs than Terry McLaurin, and he only has 31 less yards than Terry McLaurin. 41 less yards than Terry McLaurin. So you're telling me the difference in a Pro Bowler is 41 yards and not 20 catches, 3 touchdowns, and 10 first downs. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me Terry McLaurin is that much better than Amon-Ra St. Brown off of 41 yards.
Factor this in, too. Amon-Ra's only played 12 games.
Yes.
I know you look at the stat lines, it's going to tell you 13. But you got number 2. Remember that?
He got knocked out.
The Patriots game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whoever was up top was like, take him out of the game. And then he ended up having a concussion. It was like a BS situation.
Yeah.
And he couldn't play the entire game.
Thanks, Tua.
Yeah, like they should, honestly, I wish they could put like a little parentheses, 12 games. In 12 games, only 41 less yards than Terry McLaurin, 3 more touchdowns, and how many more receptions?
21 more receptions.
Yeah, and obviously we can't compare him to
21.
Justin Jefferson. That's going to him all the way. I even went as far as looking up the rushing yards, too, because obviously Amon-Ra has that in his repertoire as well.
Yeah.
I'm just getting a point to Justin Jefferson, 2 rushing touchdowns for that man, too.
Yeah, that's pretty well.
He's having an insane season.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I don't remember whose show I went on before the season started, but I went on a little bit of a limb, and I was like, I think he's going to have like the best like fantasy season out of all these like wide receivers. Boy is right.
Yeah.
But CeeDee Lamb situation, 47 more yards CeeDee Lamb has, again in 14 games, 6 touchdowns tied, obviously, 9 more receptions in Amon-Ra's situation, and 2 less games. Like, come on, bro. But how?
I don't know. I really don't know. You look at everything that he does, everything he brings to the table. Like you said, he's different in the way you can use him. You can use him in multiple different spots. You can use him as a back out of the backfield. Obviously, most of his work comes in the slot, but he's also a great blocker. Makes a lot of plays in the run game to spring some of those big gains that we were seeing out of the Lions offense in the beginning of the year. But, man, it hurts me. It really does that this guy didn't make the Pro Bowl, because this guy has been the epitome of a great player. He has been the best player on the Lions team for the majority of the season, and he deserves it. He really does. The way he came, what he came from, how much people have doubted him, how he's been showing out since he got into the league. This man deserved that Pro Bowl vote. And I understand that Pro Bowl isn't the end of the world. Not making the Pro Bowl isn't the end of the world, but it still feels nice as those players. First of all, they probably get a nice little bonus from it. Second of all, to be recognized.
$80,000 for the winners of the Pro Bowl, $40,000 for the losers.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a nice little check.
Hell yeah.
I'm not even gonna say it, but it'd be very nice to see him get that kind of recognition. Being a guy that helped this team climb out of a 1-6 gutter, being a guy that led this offense, led this receiver room all year. You saw him in OTAs, in the preseason, doing different things, leading routes, leading their drills, talking like he's the man, showing that he can be a leader on this team, and then going out in the regular season and proving he deserves to be on the field again. It's tough for me to see that he got in, that Terry McLaurin got in over him. Even CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb has, 110 more yards than him, but Amon-Ra has 8 more catches. They have the same amount of touchdowns. Amon-Ra has more first downs receiving. And like you said, the man's played 12 games this year. So, I don't know, man. It's disgusting to me that they left him out.
JB?
What's up?
How you feeling?
I'm a little upset about this, man.
He's got me okay.
I'm a little upset about this, man, especially the whole Terry McLaurin thing. I mean, I don't know what makes a Pro Bowler anymore. Amon-Ra is ahead of him right now in receptions and targets, first downs and touchdowns, and yards per route run. Like, I don't know what makes a Pro Bowl wide receiver anymore.
41 yards.
41 yards. That what makes
41 yards is the difference.
That's BS, man.
That is BS.
That's BS.
It's big BS. Again, because Amon-Ra's right up there in less games.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it is what it is. I think I've heard Braylon said this when I was on the way into it this morning, too. Not this morning, but this afternoon. He's like, Dan Campbell's the type of coach who would take all these snubs, bottle it up, and just like Bugs Bunny did, he didn't say this part, it's my part. Like Bugs Bunny did at halftime in Space Jam, was like, this is the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Drink this magic stuff. And I mean, he's that type of coach.
And you know Amon-Ra is that type of player.
Exactly.
Like you said, he's the guy who knows everybody that got drafted before him.
Yeah.
He's the guy who knows what they're doing on a daily basis. Every receiver that went before him. This is just another thing that he can add to the fire. This is just more motivation to a guy who doesn't need it. So bro's going to go for 1,500 yards next year. Like, he's going to come out and go crazy. He's going to prove to these guys. I hope they play the Redskins and the Cowboys next year. Yeah. So I want to see Amon-Ra go for 10 catches, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns in those games.
And he will, too, because by that time I'm fully expecting Jameson Williams to be a weapon that teams have to be aware of. And maybe not to the point where it's like a Justin Jefferson situation where you have to, like, double team him. Well, actually, no, you might have to for sure keep a safety over top of Jameson Williams just because of the speed alone.
And you got to think, if the Eagles make the Super Bowl, which they probably will, they're looking like the best team in the NFC, then Penei Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown will make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Because that means Lane Johnson and A.J. Brown won't be there. So they'll get bumped up.
Wait, what do you mean they're not going to be there?
Oh, yeah, it's after the Super Bowl now. Never mind.
Yeah.
It used to be before the Super Bowl.
I'm looking, too. Oh, no, A.J. Brown's there.
Yeah, A.J. Brown and Justin Jefferson are the ones you can't really argue.
Yeah.
But CeeDee Lamb and Terry McLaurin, come on now.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb, I mean, I guess he does have quite...
CeeDee Lamb, I'll give it to him, but still, you can argue. They have very similar stats.
Who would you take, like, pound for pound? Like, if you're building a football
Amon-Ra
team?
St. Brown. Out of those three, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
JB Smooth?
Oh, 100%. Amon-Ra over CD and Terry.
If I'm ranking him, I'd probably go Amon-Ra, CD than Terry.
Yeah, mine would probably be Amon-Ra, Terry, CD.
Although I think Terry's more of a dog than CD, but CD has like his ceiling's insane.
Every time I watch CD play, he drops balls.
That's what I'm saying.
Every time I watch CD play, he drops balls.
That's what I'm saying. Like Terry's like more of a dog, but like CD, like what he is capable of is insane. I mean, he is the Justin Jefferson like build. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. He could
just
be.
Doesn't have the hands of a Justin Jefferson.
Drop ball, and that's one thing Amon-Ra does not do is drop balls. If you throw it to him, he's catching it. I hate this.
I hate him.
I hate it. Dude deserves to be there. He's built for it.
Hey, it is what it is. It's almost like you said, a better thing, a better situation. Honestly,
fuel the fire.
It's kind of cool that it happened at this point in the season too, because they already have the underdog mentality heading into all these games, and now you again bottle it all up, give them the good stuff. Now you have the situation too where they get to have this in the back of their crawl going to these games.
Stuck in their crawl.
So wait, is the Pro Bowl before or after the Super Bowl?
Spinny said after. I have no clue. I don't know the correct answer on that one.
I thought it was before.
It's before.
Hey, Jamie, can you pull that one up for us?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like saying because Joe Rogan.
I thought it was always before, and that's why
It used to be before.
Teams that make the Super Bowl, their players don't go to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday to Beth.
Happy belated birthday to Bethany.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Spinny. Hey, tell us about Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness is the home of the Judgment Free Zone and the sponsor of the Woodward Sports Studios. You can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. Has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of this for just $10 a month. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
At Alta,
Uptime
matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You got a big project coming up?
Bog.
Alta has you covered. Make sure you give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment where?
Uptime
matters. I threw up
now let me tell you about the Monroe Street Midway.
How about choking my seat?
The Midway swapped out roller skating, basketball, and mini golf with what is the one that girl taught us at the event?
Twerk. Oh.
Yeah, that's gross. Mini golf for a giant Arctic slide, winter bumper cars, an indoor arcade, and puck putt.
Putt putt?
Puck putt.
Putt puck.
Puck putt.
Punt.
Puck.
Checkmate.
Yes. With free entry to the site, enjoy a variety of new activities aimed at creating an exceptional winter experience for everyone. Get to the Midway this winter and enjoy Santa sightings, tasty treats, and make magical memories during the most wonderful time of the year. That same Arctic slide is 20 feet high, 80 feet long, and brought to you by Come Play Detroit. And of course, you can warm up with their tasty treats. They have burgers, pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, and mac and cheese bites. So make sure you go check out the Monroe Street Midway before this bomb cyclone goes off.
Comment by Hat and Beard, the Woodward Sports chat. He said they're going to be winded in a minute. Talking about us dancing.
Oh.
Chris, what is your... Because you go out to the club pretty frequently, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I go out to a club, but the dance floor is never my move.
What do you do?
I'm not a good dancer. I mean, I just kind of bounce to the beat. Nothing crazy, nothing out of
this.
Let's see how you dance in the club right now.
What do you do this one?
You look like John Travolta and everything.
JB was getting down at the Christmas party.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, you know.
I got a legendary pick. Honestly, because he's kind of quiet sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Later, as the night progressed, JB was turning up.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
Heavies were turning up from,
it was
from the jump.
Yeah, we were.
Shout out to JB. I did not think he was going to stay the whole time.
Yeah.
JB he went to the after party.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I'm going out, I'm going out.
It was to the point where I don't know, he's rapping at the time. But I thought he was like, what are you saying? Like, I thought he was talking to me. Because I never seen JB in that environment.
Yeah.
But he was like, no, he's spitting bars. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we're getting it.
You know what's funny is at the end of the night, I was talking to JB. I was like, damn, JB, I didn't expect you to kick it with us all night. And he was like, yeah, man, I got to sleep for 2 hours and then get back at it. Like,
that's how he rolls. That's how this dude. This is JB's second job.
I actually did have to get up and go to work that next morning for a Lions tailgate. So I went home, slept for like 2.5 hours, hopped back up, it's right back to work.
Actually, we did the same thing.
Yeah, we had to go downtown.
Yeah, I had to go do my. I was called the. I can't call it that.
Hello.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That was a good time though.
It was a good time. What'd you say?
Never mind. Never mind.
Mislabeling parking attendants.
Yeah, dude, that's bad.
Oh my god.
Well, I was gonna say I had to do the Indian dance to bring but then he's like actually Indian, so I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
Yeah, you're not. Well, it's a different type of Indian. You're talking about Native American dance.
Yeah,
but he's actually Indian.
Yeah, Eastern Indian, right?
It's just Indian.
Yeah,
and Native American
for sure. But like part of that part of the world is like the
Far East. Yeah,
there you go,
like China. And
oh my god!
Asia.
Back to the show. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. It's got real weird in here.
Hypothetical says they call Chris Young Roofie at the club.
Young Roofie. Hey, this is Chris's dance at the club.
Isn't that Bill Cosby?
Yeah, I'm the salt pinching guy. The salt pinching guy.
Yeah.
You ain't even know it.
You ain't even know it.
You ain't even know.
People think he's gay, but he's just making everyone with
what's that Rick Ross bar that I put something in a drink, she didn't even know it?
Yeah. Put that Molly in a drink.
That was not cool, by the way.
Yeah, I listened to that. I was like, dude, that's not a flex. That's not
that was mad weird.
Yeah,
you're way too rich to have to do that too, fam. But
you did not get that bar off, Rick Ross.
On to the rich. The rich got richer. I hope the rich get richer. God. In terms of the Detroit Lions, Brad Holmes, with these draft picks, they've been cashing in. Every single last one of them, it seems, man.
Yes.
Down to the 6th-round picks in both James Houston and Malcolm Rodriguez.
Facts.
Dogs. There's another one. An early version of one of his picks, Iffy Melifonwu, drafted to be a cornerback initially. We saw him in the Green Bay game. He started, actually performed pretty well. And then he went down with, I think it was a hamstring injury at that point. But it felt like he's dealt with it all the way up until like this point in the season. I know he's only been back practicing like 3 or 4 weeks now. But Dan Campbell said today, as we predicted, I think on Tuesday at the event, that Iffy Melifonwu and C.J. Moore will be taking place of Deshaun Elliott at the safety position. And I got to say, I know that he's brand new to the position, Spenny, but I mean, 6'3",
6'3",
4'4" at the combine.
Fofo.
I mean, he has the coverage skills of a cornerback. He's big enough to make like big plays. Can Iffy be a guy?
Iffy could be a guy. Obviously, we need to see it. We need to see him out there in action. But he has the measurables of somebody who could be great in this league. He has the size and the speed as somebody who can be great at that position. Because I remember when we went to Lions camp.
Yeah, big as hell.
Me, you, and Stash. We were walking around.
Shout out.
We stood there, and I was like, dude, Deshaun Elliott looks pretty big. I was like, wait, who's that next to him? He's like, that's Iffy. I was like, damn, Iffy looks big. Like that. He's a big dude, and he has great ball skills, obviously, already as a former cornerback. So I'm excited to see him out there and see what he can get. If Brad Holmes, we talked about this in the back. Like, what if Iffy works out like Kirby did, and Iffy's just a stud? After they put him in. And
that's what I'm saying, bro.
What if Levi comes back next year and has 5 sacks? And it's just like Brad Holmes didn't miss a single draft pick in his entire career so far. It's a very high possibility if you're working out. I'm just saying that. I think when he gets the snaps, when he gets the ability, I really liked him. I really wanted to see him out there. And he's got the size, he's got the speed, he has the ball skills. I think he reads the offense well, knows when to make plays, and when you got guys whispering in your ear like Deshaun Elliott and Tracy Walker and even Kirby Joseph now, They're telling him what to do, how to react. He's going to be put in the best situation. Obviously, with Aaron Glenn coaching him up, he's going to be knowing what he needs to do, knowing what position he needs to be in, what routes he needs to take on the field, how he can make plays. So I'm excited to see what he does out there. Obviously, I don't want to get too ahead of myself before we see him out there on the field in the safety position. But, man, you look at the size, you look at the speed, and there's a lot of upside for sure.
110%. And a lot of it, I mean, you and I say this all the time. Like, we're guilty of it every single year. I am, at least, for sure. And in every single draft class, as soon as there's a cornerback or defensive back that's like it's 6 foot and above, I fall in love with them. And it's probably because of the Legion of Boom. Whether they're hitting, making plays, I think Iffy has the capability of doing all that. I don't know how much of a thudder he's going to be in terms of, like, you know, rocking dudes. Mm-hmm. But as in terms of, like, playing the ball and making, like, plays in those situations, I think Iffy can be very valuable in that. In fact, like, once the position was moved. Matter of fact, if you guys go to my original YouTube channel, Scott Bishop and I did a same thing that you and I did. Mm-hmm. With Scott too. Yeah. And our predictions, actually, by the way, kind of like
pretty fire.
Spot on.
Pretty spot on.
They're pretty spot on. Pretty fire. But that was one of the predictions with Iffy Melifonwu. Drafted as a cornerback. We're thinking like, yo, 4'4". I don't know if he's gonna cut at the cornerback position unless he's like truly like a cerebral assassin, kind of like a Richard Sherman type, and that's just asking a lot. Richard Sherman's like one of the best, you know. So like I felt he's more positioned to be a safety at the NFL level, and now we get to find out. And we saw the emergence of Kirby Joseph. I think some of the ball skills with him is just natural because his former position was wide receiver. Mm-hmm. He's just used to like making a play on the ball, 50-50 jump balls and stuff like that. So with Iffy, I don't know if I could expect that out of him, but at least in coverage, even like the pass deflection stuff like that, or staying alongside a guy. Like I almost feel like transitioning from cornerback to safety would be like a easier transition. Yeah. I mean, Charles Woodson did it, didn't he? Yeah. Was he cornerback initially, then he transitioned to safety? He was a dog at both of them. Mm-hmm. I could be wrong. I feel like that's what happened throughout his career, but I'm excited, and maybe blindly so. But I just seen so much of Brad Holmes' investments pay off, to this point, in his Lions tenure. And maybe he's good, maybe he's not, because I think you also have to think about he also hasn't really seen the field, and maybe he's not doing that well. But they've helped Kirby come along. Yeah. And I mean, Kirby still messes up here and there, but it's only his second year playing the position. This is Iffy's first year, but he's been in the defensive backfield.
For sure.
JB, are we slappies? Are you confident in Iffy playing in the safety position?
Hey, yo, and Brad Holmes we trust. That's all I got to say about that. This is an opportunity for him right now, especially getting this return back. And I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all up for giving him a chance. He's definitely got the coaching staff behind him as well, too. They're definitely going to coach him up as well, the best that they can, the best of their abilities. And they wouldn't put him out there if he wasn't ready. So that's my whole thing behind it. And correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. Was this guy not at the Lady Jane's Hope for the
Yes, he was.
That's what I thought. That's who I thought it was, but I didn't know if that was him or not.
Yep. There was one guy there I didn't like. I recognize Tracy. I recognize Iffy. I recognize obviously Okuda. I recognize Deshaun. Will Harris. That white guy. With the long hair. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was the long snapper or something.
He was signing autographs. Oh, that's probably who it is for sure. I was like, I have no clue.
Or maybe it was Badgley.
Does Badgley have long hair? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Badgley. I don't think it was
Tom
him.
Kennedy.
Where'd you put the cannoli
out?
Huh?
Where'd you put the cannoli at? Did you leave them in that back room?
No, they're in the fridge.
Oh.
Why?
JC wants one.
Oh, he texting my girl, though.
Chill.
Hey, what the fuck?
But
hey,
Easy in the Woodward, or I King Horse in the Woodward Sports Chat says Easy's
dog,
original YouTube channel was just him eating shirtless and moaning.
Hey, that's my OnlyFans. You feel me? Gotta hit the Patreon for that type. I would not do that, actually. I'd love to say I would, but that's not it for me. My original YouTube channel is just ratchetness. All original content made in COVID. A lot of people were cooped up and horny, so just getting porn stars and female MMA fighters on. It was good times. I mean, it got me here. But the Iffy Melifonwu stuff, I did a poll in the Woodward Sports Chat. 77% of people are confident, which I shouldn't be surprised by. My chair's sinking, and I will see you guys later.
Yeah, so Iffy Melifonwu, obviously he still needs to prove it, and we'll see what he does when he's on the field. But
going down with the ship. Just give him a salute. Just give him a salute as he goes down.
It's like you're playing playing the violin on the Titanic as it goes down. But obviously, we still need to see it on the field. Obviously, we still need to see him in action at the safety position. But like you said, he has all the intangibles. And Aaron Glenn expects a lot out of his defensive backs and his safeties. And you need to be able to tackle. And that is one thing that we've seen throughout this secondary is that they're all willing tacklers. And I think Iffy falls into that line as well. He's a big guy, makes a lot of plays, knows how to throw his weight around. So I expect him to go out there, maybe force a fumble. Maybe he's forcing a fumble on somebody. We'll see. Maybe DJ Moore gets cracked by Iffy Melifonwu when he's coming across the middle. We'll see. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does out there.
And I know we're fat as hell. Everyone on every show sits in these damn chairs. They only sink when Spinny and I are sitting in them. It's the most heavyweight-ish ever, man. Shout out to Banks in World Sports Chat. It's a shout out to the heavyweights. Y'all going to be interviewing me one day. Remember the name Banks. I hope that's the case, man. I'm curious what sport you play or what the occasion would be. Would love to have you on the show. I mean, that's pretty dope that somebody has that.
That is dope.
That is an ambition of theirs. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He's like 35. He's like, I'm going to make it to the I swear.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
If you want some real inspiration, go back to our Tuesday stream and listen to what Will Harris and Jeff Okuda were saying about making it. So
he's older than us, calling us big bro.
Yeah. Appreciate you, big bro. Bro, you're 45.
As bigger guys, people call us big bro anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That is fair.
This is how it goes.
But let me tell you
about the butchery.
Because the official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network is the butchery. You can call 248-682-2697. Yes, that's 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery. Meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Jesus Christ, King. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective. Again, shout out to Chef Dave. He just had the birth of his youngest child. Hopefully the family is well. Hopefully they're happy and healthy. But the guy knows how to work his meat. So why don't you go buy some at thebutcherysl.com.
Chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play with $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you come check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Sinking Chairs Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy Joe, my man Spin Mo Rex.
What up, though? Our chairs are worse than our Titanic.
That ass. Young Chris in the TD booth, JB Smooth in the ones and twos. Kevin Newsham, probably chat champ of the day so far. It's
going down.
That was a bar. He has dying during the breaks. Yeah. You're doing yours on purpose. Hey, we just went through the floor. There's a basement in this place.
Spencer's going downstairs to get something.
Corvette. All right, guys. This will be your favorite segment of the show. At least I'm assuming so. Maybe not so because JB be party pooping over there. Player hating.
You pooping on parties, bro?
Time, man. Yeah,
you can't poop on parties.
I can't even do nothing.
Man, why are you pooping, man?
Pooping on everybody.
Why you pooping?
Can the Detroit Lions actually win a playoff game?
I mean, I'm not saying I like it, but some people like it.
Getting pooped on? Hit the like button if you like getting pooped on.
Cleveland Steamer?
Hit the like button if you don't like getting pooped on.
What about a hot Carl?
What's a hot Carl?
How weirded out would you guys be if our likes just shot through the roof?
What about the Alaskan pipeline? No, yeah. I can't talk about those.
The Alaskan pipe. Did you make that up on the spot?
No, I've heard of that. Yeah. I don't know exactly what it is, but
you gotta tell us now.
You poop in a condom and you freeze it.
Oh my God! All right, that's all. That's what. Jesus.
You asked, bro. You asked.
I didn't think it was gonna be that. An Alabama hot pocket.
That Alabama hot pocket.
It just sounds bad, bro. Sounds like something with your cousin.
Kevin Newsham with the bars again, man.
An Alabama hot pocket. Is it Friday? Like, is this
no,
a
it's
Friday
Thursday.
show?
It's almost like a Friday because the game's on Saturday, so it's like the way it's spaced out.
We're about to die.
Yeah, bomb cyclone going on.
Maybe that's why we're having a good time.
Doesn't bomb cyclone sound like Sharknado, but like about terrorists? Like
it's a tornado
like
full of atoms.
I'm just kidding.
Jeff,
oh my God.
All right, guys, back to lecture hand. I apologize. What? Now what just happened?
No, just that dude.
Tornado full of atoms.
Yeah, that's a real bomb cyclone.
All right. Let's get on track here, guys.
Canceled for sure.
Alabama hot pocket. Can the Detroit Lions win a playoff game if they make it there?
Yeah, if you make it there, you can win. If you're there, you have the chance to win. Will it be a hard task? Yeah, because they have struggled a little bit on the road. That's putting it lightly. They haven't performed as well on the road as they have at home, and they're not going to get a home game in the playoffs if they make it. They're going to get an away game. But if you're in the dance, you can dance. If you're there, you might as well bust a move, not like one of these moves.
Yeah.
Like actually something nice, like a little Rodrigo move. But yeah, they have a chance to win a game. If they get there, they can win the game. But if not, I mean, what else? What were you
do an ad
expecting?
read. If not, you can go down to the big boy. Yeah.
If not, go over to War Bonds and fight for Uncle Sam. No, but it's, yeah, there's a chance. Can they win the game if they get there? Yeah, anybody can win the game. If we get a matchup against Minnesota, if the Lions have to go to Minnesota, I feel very confident that they could win that game. But still, it's anything can happen, but they're definitely better at home than they are on the road.
That is actually goes against, because I was going to say the thing to make everybody excited. I actually think they could. I think the Detroit Lions can. I want to pull a Dan Campbell. I want to do a big dramatic pause. I want to be like, Detroit Lions, our team that can, and a team that will.
I'm just happy the Lady James girls came in here now and not like
2 minutes ago,
like 40 seconds ago.
Actually, Beth, when you're done, sit in the chair. I gotta ask you a question.
No,
please. It's just go easy yes or no question.
No.
And we gotta give you your birthday segment. Today you have a birthday segment.
Yeah. Actually,
it's right here. Can you not read and see it?
624, Beth's birthday segment. But it is.
We weren't here Tuesday.
Tuesday.
If you guys want a best segment, please hit the like button. We're celebrating all week. It's your birthday week.
Yeah. Birthday week.
Come on, girl.
That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
And Chris is like, hell yeah.
Chris is like, hell yeah. It's your birthday.
Oh, yeah. It's my birthday month.
It's his birthday month. No, but the Lions can go out there and win a playoff.
If the Detroit Lions...
What were you going to ask her? Because it better not be what we were just talking about.
I was going to ask about the Alabama Hot Pocket. Her family's from the South. Well, they're in the South now. Yeah. They can't hear you on the mic. This guy. You actually blend in a little bit. They can... Honestly,
this show is off the rails.
It's off the rails. Feels like a Friday. The Detroit Lions can win. I know it's a road situation, and you're the one that Debbie down on this one because that's a reality situation. Jared Goff on the road, whether it's outside, whether it's inside, whether it's warm or cold, it don't matter. Dude's not been nice. 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in the year on the road, not looking good. But in reality, like I get the San Francisco because we're going to face probably more than likely the Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers. In a situation where it's the 49ers, that's like the crazy one, right? Like, we can't beat them. I disagree. I actually think they're on upset alert this week. Like, I know the defense is like the best in the league, hands down without question.
Yes.
But Brock Purdy is the quarterback. That's been the one thing that's kind of been like held that franchise back for like a while now. They've been to Super Bowls, they've been to NFC championships, but it's always been the quarterback position that's kind of like helped them fall short in those scenarios. So like, he's got to mess up at some point. He was Mr. Irrelevant, and maybe he's going to prove us wrong. Maybe he's going to prove me wrong in that scenario. But hope she doesn't look up at Alabama Hot Pot because I don't even know what that is. It could be real bad.
Neither do I.
It could be real bad. But Brock Purdy, I believe, is beatable at the end of the day. Again, I think you could right now hit up the sports book, and I'd honestly put up an upset bet on there right now for at least the Commanders to cover. Chase Young coming back, but it's the Detroit Lions defense is playing out of their minds.
This defense is pretty damn good. Like, it's better than the Jets was. And the Jets defense held the Lions to, 20 points? I don't think Brock Purdy can score. Brock Purdy's been playing well.
Detroit Lions have the confidence to get, after going against a Jets defense like that, though. You know what I'm saying? To go against the San Francisco defense. And not only that, and maybe this doesn't bode well for the Detroit Lions, but Jared Goff has the familiarity against going to the San Francisco 49ers, so there's a little bit of that in there. But, I mean, they truly are beatable. I know everyone wants to paint them up as this big bad team that nobody can beat, but the reality is, I mean, this game, as we say all the time, the most important stat in football is probably your turnovers and takeaways. Brock Purdy at the quarterback position, so that's my thing. Questionable quarterbacks, he's on that list. And obviously, he might be prone to take the ball over, or turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Outside of that, we get the Minnesota Vikings. That's a first-round dub.
We already made that.
I'm sorry, One Bar. That's a first-round dub. Easy.
One Bar.
Easy.
Where you at?
Yeah, checking out Alabama Hot Pocket. Where you at, brother?
Where you at, brother? No.
JB Smooth.
You gotta stop. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna try.
I just did. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, Jamie, pull up an Alabama Hot Pocket for me.
Don't do it.
Make it into a graphic, please.
JB, are we tripping? Can the Detroit Lions actually win a playoff game? I'm not saying Super Bowl. I'm not saying conference championship. I'm talking about a playoff game.
A playoff game, yeah.
This year.
Especially if it's against the Vikings. The Vikings don't want to see the Lions again. Guaranteed. If it's the 49ers, we got some problems there. We got some issues there because Brock Purdy is gaining a lot of ground with everyone, especially in that 49ers offense. But if it's the Vikings or the Cowboys,
winnable games.
Yeah, those are winnable games. We got a chance at that. Come on.
Games. I think this is a totally different team than when they saw the Vikings earlier this year. I wouldn't say it's as winnable as the Vikings, but it's not as big of a task as the 49ers per se. But, dude, don't look up Alabama Hot Pocket.
So don't read this?
No.
I looked it up.
Do not read that.
I can't even find the thing.
Yeah, okay, good. I'll tell you it during break. But, yeah, it's a if you get there.
How is it even possible? You have to have a
accuracy.
shooter.
You gotta have accuracy.
Well, you could put
loading.
You could do
Dude,
that.
Stop.
But the pressure would have to be strong enough.
Stop.
Is that a thing?
Stop. I don't think any of these are things. This is just Urban Dictionary.
Dare me to hit images?
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
What's the Alabama toaster strudel in this?
I think if you hit images, your laptop's just going to shut off itself automatically.
It's going to grow legs, go home. Yeah.
You said they could see what we're doing on our laptops when we're logged into the Wi-Fi?
That's what they say,
They're sitting back there like, why are 3 different people in this room searching Alabama Hot Pocket
at the same time?
At the same damn time.
Man, this is bad. We got to go to break.
Let's go to break.
You know, if this segment scarred you,
if you're looking up Alabama Hot Pockets,
if you're looking up or participating in Alabama Hot Pockets, you might need some help, and we got the place for you. And that is SMA or the Sports Marketing Agency, because the Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year. Sleigh bells ring and caroling, songs of love and cheer. Lights shine over me and you, walking down Woodward Avenue.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and a safe and happy new year from the Feldman Automotive family.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Bad Rock.
Oh, nothing to see here. Everyone's being really good. Downtown Detroit's all decked out this holiday season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and Monroe Street Midway. The Midway is a giant slide, winter bumper cars, and an indoor arcade. Plus, you grab drinks at the Lodge before or after games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long with deckedoutdetroit.com. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Morax.
What up, though?
Braylon has into the chat.
Braylon missed.
He missed one of the wildest segments.
Missed probably the wildest segment in Woodward sports history.
I don't even know if I want him to rewind.
Go talk.
It probably never. It's all fist bumps from the down.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what's up, boys?
Hey. Oh, it's you guys.
Yeah. That was
just had
that was something else. That was something else, man.
Do you?
I can't just put it out there.
Oh, he just said what it was? The full definition?
No, he just said we were just having an adult conversation about Alabama Hot Pockets.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, well, it's there now. Are you on board with the San Francisco 49ers situation?
That they're beatable?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody's beatable, but I think San Francisco is the biggest threat in the NFC outside of Philadelphia. I don't want to say they're beatable. They have the best defense in the league. They have weapons on all 3 levels. With, Debo's obviously not 100%, but he's going to be hopefully by playoffs. And then you got Brandon Ayuk, you got George Kittle, you got Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy is playing very well. They have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. I don't know if the Lions can beat that team. Obviously, you can go out and beat anybody, but I wouldn't sit here and say, yeah, they're beatable for the Detroit Lions. I think Minnesota is very beatable.
Yeah, Minnesota more than anyone.
I think Dallas is somewhat beatable. They're obviously a lot different of a team than they were when they played Dallas earlier in the year. So I think
Minnesota's like that time SpongeBob had those arms. He just blew them up.
Yeah.
He had the big muscles, but he couldn't do shit with them.
Oh, yeah.
That's Minnesota. Quite literally. Soft as hell. All the muscles ain't going to do shit. All right. I want to make sure I wasn't crazy, but now it's time to give Chris the floor. We're talking Detroit Pistons. I want you to introduce the next topic.
All right. The Saddiq Bey?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Saddiq Bey, listen, he's been up and down. He's been the central focus of Pistons chat ever since Cade went down. It's been what is he going to be? What is he going to do? And people are getting worried about Saddiq Bey. You know, he's just not really improving year 3. You know, not the sophomore slump.
Kind of declining.
Kind of declining. Rotation has shrunk. His role in the rotation has shrunk since the start of this season. Hasn't been able to play with the most talent he's ever had in the 3 seasons in Detroit. He's looked less and less efficient and helpful. So the question is it time to worry about Saddiq Bey? And my take on that is just simply, were we just wrong? Were we just wrong about Saddiq Bey? He spent 2 years in college. His best year in college was 16 points per game, same as his best year in the NBA. In college, he shot 2% better from the 3 than he's shooting right now in the pros, and he shot 6% better from the field overall. So is Saddiq Bey a guy who, again, wasn't just a one-and-done guy, is now had 5 years of collegiate plus professional play? I think he just is what he is. I think he's a rotational piece. Every year, this summer, everyone talked about him maybe being Jaylen Brown, maybe being Paul George, maybe being the third person of the big 3. There were people on Pistons Twitter that were pushing that agenda.
Pistons Twitter is something. Pistons
Twitter is
wild. And even people at the network here were talking about him as the third member of the big 3 with Cade and Ivy. In reality, he's a rotation. He's a rotation player. That's it.
I think
Adjust your
both things
expectations.
can be true. I don't want to say were we wrong. If you projected Saddiq Bey to be a superstar, then yeah, you were probably wrong. But I also do think it's concerning the way he is declining this year, because as not a lot of players, in college basketball average 25 points a game. Not a lot of players in college basketball go out there and shoot the lights out. So you look at what he did last year, where he was averaging 16.1 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, almost 3 assists, shooting 35% from 3, and this year he's down to 30% from 3. He's averaging 13 points a game, 4 rebounds, an assist and a half a game. So yeah, you can be concerned. You can have higher expectations and temper those expectations, but still be concerned about the decline you've seen from him in the past year. You thought that maybe he's not going to be a piece of the big 3, but you thought he'd be a consistent player who can go out there and get you 18 points a night. I don't think that's asking too much. I don't think that's going crazy. I think
18's a lot.
He averaged 16 last year. Is it that much of a stretch to say he could average 2 more if he gets better and feels himself more? I don't think so. I think that is something that is very achievable for a guy who averaged 16 points his sophomore year, that he could go out there and be a player that averages 18 points.
I'd say. Depending on the team. Like, can he average 18 on a bad team? Sure, he should be able to do that. That is semi-possible, which is what the Pistons project to be now. But my issue was more so with the thought of him being the third member of a big 3.
Yeah, I mean, he's on a bad team now, and he's averaging 13 points. So
it's concerning.
It's concerning.
Yes.
It is concerning. I mean, he's 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's not a situation like Killian where he's 20 or 21. We're like, can you do something for me? No, 23, you're kind of like, you're close to like where you're going to be,
Plus 5 years, again, between college and pro. It's a lot of time.
There's a lot of time. I mean, and I don't know, because they gave him the opportunity, right, to like be the sole shooter coming off the bench outside of like Bogey, because obviously the Bogey situation didn't fit, because fit matters, Chris. But still, it's just not looking good. I can't. Was someone?
No, just you just yelled at him.
Oh, I mean it does, but
I never said it didn't.
It's become concerning, and I don't know if is it too early to say that it's concerning. Like,
no, I don't think it's too early to say it's concerning, because he showed promise. He showed that he was taking a step forward on a team where he wasn't the number 1 scoring option last year. He was the 3rd, and sometimes 4th scoring option.
He had a 50-point game.
He had a 50-point game when a lot of people were gone, but it was Kate Cunningham and Jeremy Grant were the top scoring options, and Saddiq Bey was filling in nicely, being a 16-point-a-game guy. And now in this year, where you expect him to take a little bit of a step forward, I'm not saying going from 16 points a game to 21 points a game or anything like that, but 18 I don't think is asking for too much out of a guy who's shot 39% or 40% from the field, 35% from 3, like 35% from 3, I'm sorry. 18 isn't a lot. 2 points jump is not a lot from one year to the next. And for him to be down 3 points and for him to be shooting worse than he did last year and not being involved as much rebounding the ball or getting assists, like all of his stats are down. It's not just that he's not shooting the ball as well or he doesn't have any, he's not getting as many rebounds, he's not getting as many assists, he's not shooting the ball as well from three, he's obviously scoring less points, and that is, you have right to be concerned. Obviously, I think he'll get it right. I think it's just kind of a weird year for him. I still believe that he can be an 18-point-a-game guy, but it's tough. It's tough to see him fall back like this year.
It's sketchy, too, because, like, my belief, and I tell me if I'm wrong on this one, I feel like when guys take less three-point shots, usually the higher, like, three-point percentages.
Yeah.
He's 2 shots less than last year, 5 shots per game from 3, and he's 5% lower.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not good.
For me, it goes back to this is the best roster you've had, which granted is still not great, but this is the best roster you've had, and you've looked the worst. Yeah. That's the issue. Like, he can't even seem to find a comfortable role to fit in.
I mean, he's
anywhere.
still on a team where, like, you know, Kevin Knox and guys like that are getting legitimate minutes. So if he was succeeding, he would be getting 30 minutes a game. Yeah. So I don't think it's about the team is too good for him that he doesn't have his time.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that makes it more concerning. That now it's like,
there's
okay,
other people.
You should have less responsibility on you. Okay, it's okay if your points are going down, your stats are going down, if you're now having a smaller role on the team, but you're showing and impacting winning. It's like, no, Kevin Knox was a dude that was almost out of the NBA, and he's now taking minutes from you. Like, that just, no matter how you slice it, doesn't look good.
Yeah. I have a good comment in the Woodward Sports chat because we've seen the situation now with Jeremy Grant. We've seen the situation now with Kelly Olynyk, guys who left Detroit and went to shoot phenomenally from 3 and honestly just look better as players. Jeremy, obviously, I credit being on a better team with that one.
Being the number, he's like the number 3 option.
Exactly. Yeah. But Kevin News from the Woodward Sports chat says, I feel like the offensive system is stunting the growth and potential of most of our roster. Our half-court sets are a standstill and too much, in my opinion.
I agree. I could agree with that. I think the half-court offense is tough to watch sometimes.
It is.
Especially without Cade Cunningham out there, because Cade Cunningham kind of masks a lot of the half-court woes because he can do so much, because he can make so much action just off of him having the ball in his hands. But the half-court offense gets pretty ugly out there sometimes, and the sets they run and the rotations that are run are not the greatest. I don't think the players are being used to their maximum potential. That's why I expect next year to see some changes made. I'm not going to say anything about that any further, but I expect there to be some different faces around there.
I agree.
And that's actually going to kind of lead us to the next segment a little bit here. And I want to wait 3 minutes to get to it. Obviously, I have to give it all its credit. But on the topic of Saddiq Bey strictly, talking about new faces, there were already rumors that he may be traded. The teams are calling. Mm-hmm. What type of trade value do you expect to get out of him now that he's playing like this?
I think you can still get a late first-round pick out of a guy like Saddiq Bey, because he has shown that he can be a legitimate scoring option, a legitimate rotational wing piece that can shoot the 3 very well when he's right, and that's important. And he's still young, so he still has a lot of room to grow. People will see that. He still has team control over a couple years in his contract, so I expect that if you do move on from him, you can get a late first-round for sure.
Late first is for sure his value.
Yeah.
Is for sure his value.
LA wants some 3-point shooters.
I don't want anything from LA.
You don't?
I mean, that's a late first.
Yeah, I don't. In 2027.
Oh, they don't have one this year?
We'll get to it. I got some trade packages. The LA trade package is one. I'm going to see if I can sell you on it.
If it includes Patrick Beverly, I'm not taking it.
It doesn't.
I like Pat Bev. I ain't gonna lie.
No Pat Bev.
Young Pat Bev. Pat Bev is prime. He's a hell of a defender in his prime, though.
Yeah.
With the maybe he's adjusting to coming off the bench a little bit as well. I mean, I don't really know, but like, do you think he actually has value coming off the bench if he's performing like this? Because this is not good.
Yeah, I mean, he has value wherever he's going to be. Obviously, you need shooters off the bench, guys that can do that. But I think he needs to kind of, I don't know, simplify his game a little bit. Figure out what that he could do that will help him, get a little bit more on the rebound action. Try to fight for some more boards. Get some easier buckets for yourself. And obviously it's easier when you're playing with the starters because you're playing with better players. But it's not like the bench when healthy, is bad for the Pistons this year. Like Alec Burks is a great player to play alongside if you're Saddiq Bey, because that's a guy who commands defense's attention. That is a guy who can make shots. And as much as I hate Corey Joseph, when he's on the floor, he can distribute the ball pretty well, and he can also knock down 3-point shots. And if Killian's, best case scenario, the bench consists of Killian Hayes, Alec Burks, Saddiq Bey, and Marvin Bagley. Like, that's not a bad bench unit. So those are guys that would have been starting on this team last year alongside Saddiq Bey. So I think I don't know what it is. Maybe those mountains just didn't work out for him. He needs to work out on like flat ground this summer.
You said that so seriously.
Yeah. Maybe don't go to the mountains next time. Maybe take the No, I'm just joking, obviously, with that.
If people want to meet Beth live in person, tell her happy birthday. Where's she work at?
Oh, Jesus. Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's. You can come into Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment on your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary, because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner jumper. Tweet us. Hop on the YouTube chat. Slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. That's 313-403-0011. Michael Phillips, game on. I was doing a little
Chris says, shut up, Spence.
Yeah.
What up, welcome back to World Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin Mo Rax.
Hello.
A.k.a. Kung Fu Spinning. We got young Chris in the TV booth. JB's moving the 1s and 2s. And we're giving Chris some shine today. We're talking a lot of hoops.
Thank
Chris is a big basketball fan. He's got a basketball podcast that I'm not going to make fun of right now because he does know his stuff.
Yeah, it's, how to get a tutorial on how to get 109 views on YouTube.
I wasn't going to do that, and you did it.
That was funny. He said it.
He did say it.
That was funny.
It wasn't public information.
Yeah. I can't give out the game for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on Patreon.
Yeah.
Next day is Alabama Hot Pocket video.
Subscribe. Patreon.
But with Chris having his own podcast, he went ahead and he's actually made a couple trade scenarios because as of December 15th, free agents that are signed in the offseason are eligible to be traded?
Yes. So essentially at this point, 95% of the league can be traded now. So pretty much everybody except players like Bradley Beal who signed their designated superstar max extension can be traded. So at this point, this is when the trade market really opens up. You're also 25, 30 plus games into the season at this point, so a lot of teams get a decent feel for where they're at. And this is when trade season really starts to tip off. So I got a couple different packages. Obviously, Bojan is going to be the one that's going to attract the most. So with that, though, you could go several different routes. So you could go Bojan for Marcus Morris, and a 27 or 28 first from the Clippers. You could do that if you want to play the long game, which, again, I think Spencer is against. But the reason why you do a trade like that is Marcus Morris is a guy that could come in and give you pretty good production right now on the team, so that you're not terrible, you're not just throwing it away for nothing. And on top of that, you get a 27, 28 first. Look at how unhealthy Kawhi and Paul George are now. There's no chance they're on that roster in 27, 28. And if you get that pick unprotected, you're in a position where that could be, now Cade is in year 7, and this team is a playoff team, and you're now flirting with a possibly a top 5 pick you can add on to an already playoff level team. So sometimes you want to play the long game, which is, again, with the Lakers. If you want to do the Russ package, that's the advantage of going for Russ, is you can then bring in a 27 or 29 pick way past LeBron and AD's time. And yes, you don't know exactly what that Lakers roster is going to look like, but if they have no picks to retool, just like the Clippers, no picks to retool, you now have to assume that it's not going to be a bright future, and that could be a very, very good pick. So that's something that you could do to play the long game and add a young piece along with an already established superstar team. The other way you could go, and this is the way I like with Bojan, is call Phoenix and offer Bojan for Cam Johnson and Jay Crowder. And Jay Crowder you can reroute potentially for another first, a lesser first than Bojan would get you. I think right now in the market, Bojan would get you a better first. But you could still get a first-round pick, and you could take a flyer on Cam Johnson, who is hurt right now, and you would have to re-sign. But maybe you get at a discount and is a young player that could end up being a part of your long-term future. So those are two options. Before I get into some others, where do you guys stand with Bojan Bogdanovic and
I like the Phoenix one. I like the Phoenix one because I do think Cam Johnson could be a very good player in this league. From what we've seen him when they made their finals run and did different things, he obviously has that playoff experience already so young in his career. And Jay Crowder is an easy flippable asset. It's just a 3-point shooting wing, so everybody wants that. And yeah, I like that one a lot. I like. If I'm trading for Russell Westbrook, you're giving me 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, you would do it for 2.
Yeah.
Because also the Westbrook trade I have here, I have it up. So it would be to make the cap work, you would have to trade Bojan, Bagley, Burks, and Noel for Russell Westbrook and 2 filler contracts, which is Brown Jr. and Austin Reeves. So basically 2 guys that don't matter, plus Russell Westbrook at 2 first. And the reason why the Lakers do that is the Lakers are obviously depleted of a lot of talent, and you get out of that 4 rotational players, which is something that really no other team around the league can offer the Lakers. They're looking at the trade packages they're looking at right now for Russ, and you've heard the names, even DeMar DeRozan, if he demands a trade, something like that, which is a much better player than anyone in this package. But the Lakers, they need guys outside of LeBron and Anthony Davis. Like, they need guys that they can actually count on, and Bojan and Burks give you a lot of shooting. Bagley gives you a versatile big, and Noel gives you a traditional big for when Anthony Davis is being stubborn and refuses to play the 5. So, I mean, that would be why you do it for the Lakers, and why you do it for the Pistons is, again, you're banking on that draft capital. You're banking on having 2 firsts in the future without LeBron and Anthony Davis, and no picks in between, really, to really actually rebuild. So,
I hate that one the most.
I don't like that one.
Yeah, I hate that one the most.
With adding Bagley and Burks with Bojan, I think that's way too much.
Yeah,
it's a lot to give up.
100%. And like Bagley, Cade got good chemistry. Burks have been looking like pretty good at times. And
that's just what you have to do to make the math.
The one I liked the most out of everything you said was Marcus Morris. When we traded Marcus Morris away originally, when we had him, I was pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
He embodied everything about like a Detroit Pistons championship team that you've seen in the past. He had that grit. Dan Campbell would say it. Like, he's a dog out there for us, and he spread the floor as well. And like, I know we got Blake back for it at the end of the day, but I just feel like the same way it felt like who's my man that just won the championship with Milwaukee, and then he was on the other team before then too. PJ Tucker.
Oh yeah.
You know, so PJ Tucker's like one of those like glue pieces. You know what I'm saying, where he brings like the attitude and effort and stuff like that. I feel like Marcus Morris was that for the Pistons those few times they were in the playoffs, and he did step up in big times. He'll guard multiple positions because he's big enough to do it.
I mean, a glue guy for an 8th seed. Like, you know, PJ Tucker was a glue guy for a championship team.
Well, if he was on a good team, levels. He'd be a glue guy like no matter what.
No, because he's on the Clippers, and the Clippers haven't. I mean, to be fair, they've had some times where they haven't been healthy and all of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's been a good a good player on a championship.
I mean, he's older now.
Level
Well, I'm talking about just initially, like when we traded him,
Yeah.
he would definitely like was a piece like that in my opinion.
Yeah, he's not bad. I like him.
But and I like the prospect of a future like 2027 pick, whatever year that was. You said for the Clippers, like I woun't be mad at that because that doesn't only double down on something you could like eventually draft somebody with. It's also like if there's a unsettled like superstar at a certain point throughout the season, and like at that point, if the Pistons are looking like contenders, and he's a veteran at that point, he wants to go win a championship or something like that. Like the Pistons could then throw that in to bring him near.
Because also you got to think about with that too is look at outside the Donovan Mitchell trade package. Most trade packages for superstars require picks from not just that team, but also another team. Like that's enticing because then in that trade, like if the Pistons were to do that trade, you're then making a trade with another team, and you're getting a Clippers pick, and the Clippers have nothing to do with that trade, so they're not getting any better or worse from that deal. Because a lot of times when people do superstar trades, you're getting their picks, but you're also giving them a superstar. So how good are these picks really? That's enticing because you're offering a pick that could not really affect the team that you're trading with, and that's why New Orleans is the last team I wanted to bring up, because New Orleans I think is a team I watched them, and I think they're a guy or two away, and particularly at the guard, but maybe Bojan. So I've flirted with some Bojan and some Burks trades, and you could do Burks for Devontae Graham straight up, but 3 years at that contract, averaging 5.3 points per game. You need 2 firsts. I'm sorry, you need 2 firsts. Yeah. Like that's just
for sure.
You're taking literal dead money. But that would give New Orleans obviously a great guard to upgrade to right away to a team that's already third in the West and looking like an actual legit contender. Or you could do the route of Bojan for Devontae, Troy Murphy the third, and this Marshall guy. I really like this Marshall guy. I've watched him in a couple games. He looks like a great role player, and you get a first round pick for Bojan. Again, Bojan, a great player, upgrades their roster right away. You get 2 young pieces plus a first, and you do have to take on that bad contract of Devontae Graham. But 2 players on rookie contracts for multiple years plus a first for Bojan would be a pretty good haul. But also, to be fair to New Orleans, that would be a trade I think that they would also entertain. Does something like that move the needle, where you get maybe a prospect and potentially a pick, but you do have to take on a bad contract?
Yeah, that would definitely be something I'd be willing to do. Obviously, you get a player that you can put in and help try to grow this young roster that they already have, and then a first-round pick of somebody, even though the Pelicans are looking like a top seed in the West this year, I don't know if they'll be able to sustain that success. It's only a matter of time until Zion gets injured again, then what happens with that? So maybe that pick ends up being better than you expected.
Or you could go for one of the Lakers picks
Or you could go for one of the Lakers picks that they have, for sure. And yeah, I'd be very cool with that. Very cool with that.
There's a report by Dana Grotter, I believe it was, who said that the Pistons, when taking calls on Bojan, so they weren't interested in shopping him.
Yeah, they said they don't want to trade him.
And now I'm thinking about too, back to like the summertime where Troy Weaver had fully planned on like this being the year they start competing. Maybe they actually want to keep Bojan for like maybe a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
I know he's up there in age by the time we actually would be competing, but maybe they think differently.
I know we got to go to break, but one last quick thing I wanted to bring up, again, why you do the trade for the 27, 28, 29 future first, is think about the 04 Pistons, man. If they didn't blow that pick, I mean, that's how you create a dynasty.
Yeah,
is you build a championship team through drafting young. Those players get good and under contract, and then all of a sudden you somehow luck out and get that chance. The Warriors did, and unfortunately they kind of blew it with Wiseman, but they had that chance to bridge as well.
Yeah.
With getting that third pick from Minnesota.
I feel like the
flipping
basketball
D'Angelo
gods never let it work out, though.
Yeah, I think that was just...
You got your championship? All right, this player you're drafting in the top 3 is going to be a bust.
Yeah.
It's all rigged. It's all fake. What are we doing?
But I mean,
life is a simulation.
What are you doing with your studio?
I'm stuffing it like a hot pocket, bro. Guys, tomorrow's the last day. I don't know what the weather's like where you're at, and don't forget we have the Venmo situation too. You could use the Winvo at Woodward Sports, and we will use that money to shop for the children at Mott Children's Hospital. Make sure you guys holler at us. Again, I don't know what the weather's looking like, but feel free to come on up here. We'll be here from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. collecting those unwrapped brand new toys for the kids at Children's Mott Hospital.
Heavy's love the kids.
Heavy's love the kids. Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
Mom Cyclone.
I love Woodward Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full-on merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
The official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network is Spencer at The Butchery. You can call 248-682-2697. Yes, that's 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery. Meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective. And again, shout out to Chef Dave for the birth of his youngest child. Hopefully the fam is happy and healthy. Happy and healthy. You know the guy who knows how to handle his meat, so why don't you go buy some at thebutcherysl.com.
You know, like 89% of our audience is like men, and you're claiming to be a self-proclaimed meat supplier. Hey, no discriminate. I appreciate it.
How you get it?
This Chris, what'd you say? Everything's warm in the dark, brother.
Yeah, hold the hole, brother.
Everything's warm in the dark, brother. Yeah. If we make a heavyweights merch shop, that's going on there for sure.
Oh, for sure.
It's gonna have Chris's face on it. Hell no.
The one of him looking at me.
Oh, yes.
Dude, I'd buy that shirt for sure.
I would definitely buy that shirt. Everything's warm in the dark.
Everything warm in the dark, brother. Chris staring at me. Oh, dude, that's gold right there.
Charge $500 for that shirt.
What'd you say?
Charge $500 for that shirt.
I never throw
$10.
$10.
Honestly,
yeah, I'd buy 10 of them and throw them out in the hood like turkeys on Thanksgiving.
And get arrested because they're creepy as hell. All right, Detroit Red Wings, 7-4. That's an insane score.
Thanks, man.
Thanks what?
Finally talking about the Wings. Thanks.
Sorry, dude.
It's all right. I know. You know, I'm like the only person that watches hockey on this show.
Listen, it's the numbers, man. It's numbers. The numbers game.
Numbers are numbers.
I'm trying to. I just don't know enough yet.
But the Red Wings, like you said, they went out there and scored 7 goals against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are obviously a dynasty of the modern era. They're playing great team, a lot of great players. The Red Wings stepped up. Dylan Larkin was an empty netter away from a hat trick that he gave up to David Perron, and David Perron had the empty net goal. Larkin gave up his hat trick attempt to make sure that they netted that empty netter, which is just a sign of him being a captain, a sign of leadership, a great play. And even again, when Rasmussen had the empty net, and he had the puck on his stick, he was kind of like looking around like, where's Larkin? Larkin didn't even worry about it. He's not worried about the accolades. He's not worried about the hat tricks. He is worried about scoring goals if it leads to wins. He is worried about winning games. And his first goal on the night was nasty. It was nasty. It was a snipe. You love to see it. His second goal was but it still counts. He almost had a third one where he was from a really bad angle and tried to knock it off the goalie's head, but it hit the crossbar and bounced out. It would have been really sick. And I talked about earlier about how Ben Sherratt and Mo Sider were throwing their weight around in this game, and I like that a lot because, The Red Wings have been kind of getting bullied lately in their past few games. They've kind of been getting out-physicaled in their performance, and they went out there and they weren't flying. That wasn't flying with Ben Sherratt and Mo Sider. They were out there. They were putting their bodies in the people. They were throwing dudes against the boards, and it was great to watch. I love to see it. I love to see this team playing physical. Ville Husso, although he let up 4 goals, he stopped 34 shots. He was flashing the leather, man. He had a couple real nice glove saves in that third period. It was nice. I love to see it.
How's it going, one time?
When I saw, like, I played beer league goalie once in my life. I filled in for my friend's team, and I told him I was going for the flashy glove save every time. You know, flip glove save. And I got a couple whizzed right by my head and in the back of the net, but I also stopped a couple. I felt like the man. But Ville Husso showed that he is obviously, undoubtedly, you know, nobody's questioned this for a while, goaltender 1, but you need him in there in all these big games. You need him to give you a chance against a team like Tampa Bay. And you say, oh, he let up 4 goals, it's giving you a chance. Yeah, it is, because it easily could have been a 7-score game for Tampa Bay. It could have been a 7-goal game for Tampa Bay easily, but Ville Husso made some big-time saves, and one of the last goals against him kind of squeaked over his blocker and into the back of the net when he thought it was in front of him and corralled. But I love to see what I saw out of him. Obviously, they still need to improve on their power play. The face-offs were still a big issue for the Red Wings, but they're getting better. They're slowly getting better. They're going to get more healthy when they add guys like Robbie Fabry and Jakub Vrana back to this lineup, let alone Bertuzzi coming back. I don't know when he's coming back, but I know Vrana and Fabry are right on the cusp of returning to this team. That is a lot of firepower added to the Red Wings. That is a lot of goal-scoring ability added to the Detroit Red Wings. So when those guys come back, I'll be happy to see that. I'll be really happy because I'll know if they get it to an overtime, if they go into a shootout, I'm not like, oh, we're probably going to lose in this shootout. Because now you look at it, if they get to a shootout, it's normally Larkin, Perron, Raymond. But on a healthy team, the 3 shooters for Red Wings in a shootout will be Fabry, Vrana, and Larkin. So I'm excited to see those guys back. Obviously, Vrana got healthy. He feels like he's in a better situation. They're still holding him back, but he wants to play, so he'll be in there soon. Big Mike Gentry has been telling me Fabry's been skating with the team for a while. He looks like he's almost ready to go. So I'd expect those guys to be back in the next 5 or so games for the Red Wings. And it's an exciting time for Detroit hockey. They're back. They're winning games. They're playing well. They ended the skid in a big way against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and it's something you love to see.
And now they get a snow day because of the weather.
Now they get a snow day because of the weather. Just another day for recovery. But
JB,
bomb cyclone coming in.
Hold on.
What's up?
Can we get a glove slate from you?
I get a what?
A glove save?
A glove save.
A glove save? What you were doing? This little weird thing?
Let's see it. No sound effects with it?
How about that hockey?
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Let's do that hockey. There are too many consonants in that last name. But no, we appreciate you all for tuning in.
As they say in hockey,
the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com from 5 to 7, Monday through Friday. I am Spencer Raxter. He is Speak Easy. We got Chris Platty and JB as our producers. We appreciate you for all tapping in. Stay safe during this bomb cyclone, and we might see you tomorrow unless we're all under 10 feet of snow. Peace.